Welcome to Supplier Spot Spotlight, the podcast where we shine a light on the RV, park, and campground outdoor hospitality industry. Join us as we chat with suppliers, park owners, and staff, uncovering insights, strategies, and stories that will elevate your outdoor experience. Get ready for inspiration and innovation in every episode.
Hey everybody, Bobby Sorden here again with Supplier Spot Spotlight Podcast. I have my next guest, Dee Wedding. Dee, thank you for being on with me. I really do appreciate it.
Thank you. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning. And Dee is with the Carolina Association of RV Parks and Campgrounds. Is that correct, Dee? Did I say the whole CARVC correctly? Cool. Yeah, this is great. I'm glad having Dee on here. I know, Dee, I met you for the first time when I was working for a previous company a couple years back, and we came out to the Carolinas show where I think it was either the first or second year you had it at the what is it called? The Embassy Suites Plantation, or what was it called again?
Kingston Plantation in North Myrtle Beach.
That's right, yeah. And it was a really cool experience for me. I got to share this story, Dee, because you were there, but great experience for me because it was the same exact time frame when that Chinese balloon was flying over the United States. And we were actually, it was the day before the show started, and we were doing one of your tours where we all got to get into a big old nice bus and we drove around. I think it was like 4 or 5 different parks. That was a great experience for me because I learned so much about these mega parks that I've heard about but I've never been to. So it was an awesome experience. I know we were at one of the parks, and I don't remember the name of the park off the top of my head, but everybody was watching the airplane or the fighter jets flying around that balloon. And we stopped at one of the parks, and I know the person who was doing the tour for us was like, "Hey, come check out our park models." And we're like, "No way, we're watching this balloon get blown up from the fighter jet." So that's the experience I remember with you. So we were there to make some history together. So that was
we were at North Myrtle Beach Dry Dock and Marina.
That's right. Yeah, that's right. Oh yeah, that's the one that has the big flow rider, right? That flow riding thing.
On the Intercoastal, beautiful campground.
Yeah, that is cool. Yeah, that reminds me again. I remember when I was there talking to the person, I can't remember her name, that was giving us a tour, but they were talking about doing one of the like national surf competitions because they had that flow rider there, and I was like, oh, that's a cool idea. And we go on cruises, and my son really got into doing the flow rider on Royal Caribbean. They have those flow riders on there, so I was able to relate to my son, doing that flow rider and learn how to do that. So yeah, that was a great time. So cool. Well, thanks again, Dee, for being on. I'm excited. I'm so glad that you're part of this. And I know I talked to you a couple months back when I was getting ready to launch Supplier Spot to get your thoughts and ideas about it. And so I went ahead and I got Supplier Spot launched, and now the Carolinas Association's on there. And we were talking a little bit off camera before we got started about the goal behind Supplier Spot. So just want to get kind of your feedback on it. What do you think about Supplier Spot?
I think it's an excellent idea. Our campgrounds are always looking for, places to go to find what they needed and what they need for their campground. And we have a supplier member on our board, which plays a very important role. And I just think the more that we all work together, we're all in the same industry, and the more we all work together, unified, it just is going to be a better experience for all of us. And campgrounds are always challenged with, hey, Dee, where do I go? I get calls. Where do I go to get my reservation software? Which reservation software, will be best for me? Or where do I get my, I'm building my campground. Where do I get my pedestal? So the more information that they can have at their fingertips to assist them in making business decisions. And I always tell them, it's nice to buy local, but it's also nice to buy from people that really know the industry. Mm-hmm. Because they know your wants and your needs. And if you do have issues, you're going to get help because they're in the industry and they want to keep a good name in the industry. I mean, they spend money to go to our shows, they're out there promoting themselves in our industry. So it's a little bit different buying through these people.
Yeah.
And getting their support.
Yeah. And that's my whole goal too. And one of the main concepts I was building behind Supplier Spot is I really want to help promote the associations. I believe the associations are a huge advocate for this industry. I really enjoy going out to all the conferences and trade shows, and I've met so many great people such as yourself and just a lot of colleagues now in this industry that a lot of them turn out to be more like friends to me now, which which is great. So, and that's why I'm always trying to promote these associations. As you can see here, I just brought up the website and typed in Carolina, and you guys, the associations on here. A lot of cool things you guys are doing too is whenever you click on conferences and trade shows, you can see I have a whole list of what's coming up, which is going to segue me perfectly into the next thing that we're talking about. Because as you mentioned, your association really is about helping the members of your associations. Whenever an RV park or campground become an association member, they get discounts on items, and they just have pretty much a network to look at or go through. So one thing I want to talk about coming up is you have this CARVC fall crawl. So talk to me a little bit about that. It's coming up here on September 17th, so next week. So I'm excited for it because, for one, Supplier Spot's a sponsor for it. And
thank you.
yeah, and after being at the first park, or the first park traveling crawl that we did a couple of years back, I was real excited that you're putting this together. So when we got a hold of each other, I was like, oh, this is something cool I'm looking forward to. So tell me a little bit about this fall crawl.
We started back probably 4 or 5 years ago when we were in Myrtle Beach, and we decided that we wanted to do a tour in conjunction with our conference. So 3 or 4 years we did a tour there in Myrtle Beach, and then the board and myself felt, hey, you know what, we need to highlight, different areas of the Carolinas. We represent 2 states, North and South Carolina. So I was able to put together a tour where we're actually going to tour 3 North Carolina and 2 South Carolina campgrounds all on the same day.
Yeah.
And when I was preparing the tour, I did not know that Broad River Campground would then win the Small Campground of the Year at last year's National Ojai Conference, and the Yogi Bostic Campground, they actually won the Large Campground of the Year. So we're actually going to be able to tour 2 of the 2 campgrounds that won, major honors last year at the Ojai Conference.
Yeah.
So, it's going to be a lot of fun. And you just learn. It's so neat for operators and managers, anybody, because you just get ideas when you're touring these campgrounds, and you've got the managers there, and whether you're big, small, medium size, we all basically face the same challenges, and and we need to know the same things. So it's so beneficial. We try to stress to our managers and owners and that, get out and do these tours, because the benefits of it is phenomenal. Plus you have a good time.
Yeah. Well, and one thing I'll say too, from a supplier's perspective, I learned so much on that tour that we did. I learned probably so much more about any type of campground. Of course, I'm based here in Colorado. So in Colorado, we got some smaller type campgrounds, a lot of mountain type campgrounds and RV parks. I mean, we do have a large one here. We got a Yogi one right off the interstate in Larkspur. But when I was going to these ones, like, if I remember right, the one we went to was Ocean Lakes. If I remember, that was one. And I just could not believe the size of this place. It had its own grocery store and laundromat, and to me, I was like, wow.
1,000 plus sites.
Yeah, it was like amazing. They had the places that you can buy where the houses are on stilts, of course, because they're right there by the ocean, but you can buy like one of those levels. I mean, it was just all mind-boggling to me, because I didn't realize how large these parks could actually be. And then now, whenever you're talking about doing this one, as a supplier's perspective, I think it's such a great way for us to go out and learn about what these parks are really looking for from a supplier's perspective. I when I was up working for that other company, I'd go out to these trade shows. A lot of times I'd talk to some campground owners or staff members, and they're like, they would just use me as a broad example, like hypothetical, like, you suppliers think you know what's best for our parks, and you're just going to say, this is what you need. And I always came back with the concept of, no, tell me what you need and tell me what you want, and then I'll work around that. And so I think going out and visiting the owners and the staff members, I get that one-on-one connection with them, and it helps me become not a person. I'm not a salesman. I don't try to go and sell things, but it gets me that connection with them. So that's what I liked about doing these tours, is getting out there and visiting with the campgrounds and RV parks. So yeah, I'm showing the Tuesday itinerary here. I'm looking forward to it. Like I said, I know it's next week. One thing I'm excited about too is it's right on there that I get to actually do a trivia the Monday night before, where I actually got the questions from the parks that we're visiting. So everybody that's coming in that Monday night for the little welcome reception, we'll have a fun game of trivia where a lot of the questions are about the Carolinas. I found some questions about that, some fun facts. And then just some questions about these 5 parks that we're visiting that people can learn a little bit about them before we actually go out and visit them on Tuesday. So I'm excited to do that.
Thank you. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. So with the fall crawl, it looks like there's some more sponsors. Oh yeah, Campground Views. Actually, I just did a spotlight with Mark Kep a couple days ago. So Mark Kep does some great stuff with Campground Views, and of course Ben there over at Woodall's is doing good stuff. So I'm excited to be part of this whole industry and meet these great people, and just again try to provide a great resource for the industry. So I know besides the fall crawl, I know it's a little early for us to talk about it, but I don't know if it's ever too early to talk about it because I know you got a lot of stuff going on. But we got the Carolina big show coming up in February, if I remember right? February. I'm going to look here again on that. Let's see, I got it on here. I know this is back on Supplier Spot website. Yep, February 9th through the 11th. So, and then let's talk a little bit about that one. So you have it held at the Kingston Plantation. So let's just kind of talk about that one.
We'll be back at the Embassy Suites, Kingston Plantation, beautiful hotel right on Myrtle Beach. February weather, we've had everything from very warm temperatures to cooler temperatures. But the beauty of it is you open up your curtain and you look at the beautiful ocean.
Yep.
And so we found a home there. They treat us great. The whole theme is kind of around the Super Bowl theme because of it's going to kick off on Sunday, which will be Super Bowl Sunday. So we'll be our welcome reception will be in the lounge area there with all kind of TVs, and we'll be having some football foods and everything. That afternoon, we actually start the afternoon out with a whole afternoon of marketing sessions. Mm-hmm. With Influence Digital. So we've kind of started the conference. What we've done, we used to not start until actually Monday morning. What we do now is we start earlier on Sunday, and we actually brought in this year a CPR course. And on Saturday, instead of doing the tours, we have teamed with the RV Technical Institute, which I just read an article this morning. They are now 5 years old. Mm-hmm. And we're going to be at Ocean Lakes Family Campground. And we did it last year, and one of the biggest comments was, Dee, we need it more hands-on. So the beauty of doing it at Ocean Lakes Family Campground is they can actually have an activity center that's large enough that we can actually bring travel trailers inside, and the group will be able to do more things hands-on. RVTI actually offers a level 1 and level 2. This is just sort of a teaser type course. And some of the participants last year actually went on and did the level 1 online. And in that day also will be a tour of Ocean Lakes Family Campground. So we're really excited about that.
Yeah.
On Sunday, we're bringing back CPR, which we haven't done for quite a few years. A former campground owner, Darren Allman, well-trained, will be there and offering CPR also on Sunday afternoon. So really, it's going to be, a lot's going to be going on Sunday, Super Bowl Sunday.
Yeah, it looks great because they're actually having the CPR at the MC Suite, so you don't have to go off site for that one. So that's pretty cool. Yeah. And it's before the Super Bowl game starts anyway, so yeah, it works out really nice.
Everything we'll be at our welcome. The Embassy Suites, if you've ever stayed Embassy Suites, offers a welcome reception. Mm-hmm. So with that, you get drink tickets and that, but then we in turn we'll have dinner for everybody too.
Yeah. Oh, cool. You already got one of your sponsors, New Book, Staylist. Yeah. Great.
Yeah.
Great people over there. So it looks like Staylist is doing the lanyards. So that's awesome. Yeah, so I mean, I'm always excited for your show. I missed it last year. I was in a little bit of a transition from the previous company and getting Supplier Spot going. But I'm excited for it this year because I know we are doing some trivia at the Carolina one as well as part of. I love your theme about team spirit. So we got the football thing going on, and the great thing about trivia is you put a team together, and each person gets to use their device. We're going to have some questions from your supplier sponsors, some other questions that you throw my way. So I'm looking forward to doing that as well.
That will be on Monday.
Okay.
right before we go into the trade
Oh,
show.
great.
So it'll be awesome. We're going to highlight our, we call them show
Mhm.
sponsors. We're going to highlight the show sponsors and kind of get them working with you and getting you
Yep.
questions and everything. And what a great way to, kick off the trade show. We'll have lunch. We'll be eating lunch while you're doing the trivia
Yeah.
session. And Kelly Jones, she's our keynote. She's working on team spirit. Her whole sessions on team building and everything. So we've tried to really build the conference around team building.
Yeah. That's awesome. And one of the great things too about trivia is every time I talk about it with association executive directors and other people, a lot of times they just think, what is this trivia about? The way I've really done is I know I've told you times we've talked before, but I've said this on other podcasts that I've done. I have a DJ business here in Colorado Springs that I've had since 1999 when I first started it from the ground up. And I started implementing over the years trivia into big corporate events that I do at some of our large scale hotels here in Colorado Springs. And they would have like their big national sales meetings here. So we would do fun trivia where their team or their departments would get together, and usually they're already sitting at a table together, and just made a lot of fun. The great thing that I think was good about the trivia is the program that I use can do trivia and bingo. It can also do bingo on this, and it's all electronic format. So what's really cool is you can just have people come in to wherever you're going to host this, and all you need really is a laptop, either a large enough TV to see the questions, or a projector works really well. But the questions even pop up on the devices too. But it's nice to have a big screen up there because usually the host is reading the questions out loud while they're actually looking at it on their device. And then, yeah, you just put a team together. And the great thing about it is I can actually bring this to a conference and use it as a general session to show RV park staff members and owners, hey, you can bring this to your park as a fun activity to do. And I think I was telling you too, Dee, that I do this often at some local pubs and bars and grills here in the area. And it's become just like their weekly thing that many people just really look forward to. It's like their thing to go to. So I can see this doing the same thing at RV parks, especially the seasonals. If the people are seasonal there, like, all right, we got, Trivia Tuesday that we're going to or something. And so that's what I like about it is I can actually bring it for fun for your whole association conference, but then also have it as a learning general session for, RV park owners and staff to come in and see how it's actually done on my side of the software piece.
That's what at our conference, we strive to not only educate, but we really want people to come to the beach, have a good time. They're away from their
Mm-hmm.
businesses. It's February. That's why we do it in February. It's a slower
Yep.
time. Some of the North Carolina mountain campgrounds are closed, but most of our South Carolina campgrounds stay open year round, but obviously they're a little bit slower. So we've got Blackwater Band performing, awesome
Yep.
band out of North Carolina. We have Walter Finley, April Dawn. They're going to be entertaining us on Monday night at the
Yep.
welcome reception. You'll be doing the trivia. So
Mm-hmm.
it's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, and I see you're doing a live auction as well. So that's pretty cool because I think I told you another thing that I can do to help you guys out. So everybody who's coming is when you have a live auction, sometimes it's hard to actually see the items. And as long as we're in the room with the large projectors, I'm able to do a live video feed to the projectors, and I have my iPad. So I'm actually able to go up to the auction items and people can see them up on the big screens. And it really helps out with people saying, oh, well, that looks really cool, rather than just hearing a description of it. So I'm there to help you out for that part too.
Right, and those monies are very important because that's what we use. Those monies are delegated for our lobbying
Mm-hmm.
efforts. And as everybody knows, one of our major things that state associations do is lobby for their members. And so very, very important. And we just try to raise as much money as we can to
Yeah.
help with our lobbying efforts.
Yeah. So if anybody out there wants to help give you some auction items, we'll definitely promote it. That's one of the great things about the live auction is the people who are donating can get a lot of promotion for it. So if there's suppliers out there that want to sponsor some auction items, they can, or just random businesses in the area. I know I've done several of them where there's just been really good items. I think one of the one stories I was telling you about that really helped with doing the live video feed was somebody, I can't remember who did it, but somebody donated a Yeti cooler. Well, of course, somebody thought, oh, Yeti cooler, that's kind of cool. And the description just basically said Yeti cooler with some fun items inside or something like that. Well, as the auction started, there wasn't very many bids coming in. Well, I at that time I was using my phone as a live video feed. I went over to the Yeti cooler and opened it up, and there was like 4 bottles of bourbon, vodka, and some Yeti cups, and everything, and just some other items in there. So I was filming it. I was holding the bottles up and showing them. Then all of a sudden, more people started bidding on this Yeti cooler. It was like, oh, there's a lot of cool stuff in there. I mean, there was Yeti cups and koozies and all kinds of stuff inside of it that wasn't real clear in the description. So it really helped out with them seeing the actual item on there. So that's why I like to help you guys out, because like you said, all the monies goes to help do what you guys do for the association, for the members.
Exactly.
Great. Well, yeah. So I was kind of just going through here. You got a lot of great speakers here. As I mentioned, there's Mark there with Campground Views. I saw Josh with Influence. And what's really cool about Josh and his team is I actually met him at the very first Carolina show that I did when I was working for the other company, and I actually brought his team on to help the other company out that I was working for. So as far as I know, they're still working with him. So both him and Felix are awesome. His entire team are great. So I'm looking forward to seeing them talk again too.
We're excited about that Sunday afternoon of marketing. I mean, for anybody, and here again, everybody needs marketing, whether you have 1,000 sites,
Yep.
5 sites, whatever size you are, you definitely need to attend that Sunday afternoon to get all the marketing that you can.
Yeah.
And Josh and Felix are excellent
Yeah.
at bringing it. They make it so that it can apply to any level of, any size of campground that you're operating or owning.
Yeah, and what I really like about, me and Josh and Felix, we speak the same language because of my consulting business. I've done marketing business for the past 20 plus years. And the key thing with marketing is things are always changing. And what I like about his team is they always stay up to date with the new changes. Like all the analytics that he put together for CARVC once he took over is just amazing how he's able to really get it out there. And he comes up with some really good ideas. And, so I really like working with both of them too. And so it's just great to be able to see that they're still working for CARVC and, other campgrounds and owners out there. Cool. Well, yeah, I'm excited for it. Dee, again, thanks for being on with me. Is there anything else you wanted to go over or share with people out there about the Carolina RV and Campground Association? Anything else?
Just that we've really added some great new member benefits that we're really promoting out there. We've teamed with Hospitality Connections and offering a lot of different benefits through Hospitality Connections in 2025. We just launched that new website. We purchased Growth Zone, which is a database that we now use, and everything goes from that into the website. They work very well together, and we've been able to bring on Mercantry Tourism. They used to run the campground owners in New York. Mm-hmm. So they know the industry, and they have just been phenomenal helping CARVC with getting this thing launched. And we're just not launching it. I mean, it's a day-to-day task of keeping it up to date. But the no member login section for members is just important. You get a lot of members that now it's membership time, and we're trying to collect dues, and they're saying, they don't see the benefit. If you don't go in and try to see the benefits, there's just, you have to use what you pay for. You need to use those. You use your membership because there are a lot of benefits, not only in CARVC, but any state association. Yeah. And we always hear people saying, oh, what's the benefit? And they just see it as marketing. Yeah. It's so much more than marketing. I mean, there's lobby. I mean, there's so much more to it, but they have to go in and update their website listing. They need to go in and look at their membership benefits and, take a little bit upon themselves. Yeah. And it's well worth every penny that they put in. It pays for itself.
Yeah. Well, I know the big discussion too is the music and movie licensing. That has gotten crazy expensive out there if you don't have some sort of discounts. I know you guys provide the discounts, and that's another reason why I've been trying to bring in some trivia and bingo type activities to RV parks and campgrounds, is those don't require licensing. So, it's one of those, okay, do I want to pay for the licensing? If not, I can still have some fun with my campers by doing something like this. So I know it's very beneficial for the members to be able to use those types of benefits to help reduce costs that they would normally spend if they wanted those licenses.
Exactly. And I mean, this is all we've come up with. The states really work together this year to come up with a lot of new benefits for the state associations. So,
Yeah.
you know, just join us, wherever you're located. It's just so important to look into your state association.
Yeah. I mean, right here, you just got a few items right here, right off the bat. The very first one pops up is music licensing. So,
Right.
I know propane's a big deal. So, yeah, it's great. So, for all those campgrounds out there that are not a part of associations, I mean, join them. Even suppliers out there, it's great for them to be a supplier member, because even if they don't go to Supplier Spot, which I hope they do at one point, even if park owners and staff don't go to Supplier Spot, they can go right to the CARVC website and find some suppliers that are actually members that help support the associations. And that's what I do with Supplier Spot, is really just try to do as much support as I possibly can.
Appreciate that.
Yeah. Well, cool, Dee. Well, man, this is such a great conversation. I can't believe we're already at 25 minutes. So it's just fun. That's why I love doing these casual type things, because sometimes they'll be 15 minutes, sometimes they'll be 25. But I learned so much about these, and I hope people out there watching learn a lot from these as well. And I always appreciate everything you're doing in the industry. I know CARVC has grown over the last 5 years, and I'm excited to be part of the whole area, the whole part of the growing process. And I love the area, and I'm excited too, because last time I was there, they didn't have the little brewery next door open yet. So, and it just opened like 10 days after the show was over or something like that, if I remember correctly. So
yeah, the Black Drum Brewery. So
yeah,
not only they can sit and watch the Super Bowl, in the area of the hotel has an awesome lounge overlooking the ocean,
mm-hmm.
but then they can walk, just 100 feet or so. The hotel totally remodeled
Yeah.
after COVID, and they put in a huge brewery.
Mm-hmm.
There is a swimming pool there with a heated spa. It's just an awesome facility. I mean, it's beautiful.
Yeah, that's a beautiful location. I remember when I went there 2 years ago, and the room I got faced the ocean. I remember opening up the curtains. I'm like, oh, wow, there's the ocean. And here in Colorado, I'm looking at a mountain all the time. So I'm more of an ocean person nowadays. But yeah, it's just such a great location. It's quiet. I love the beach too, because you can walk all the way. You can actually, I think, even walk down Ocean Lakes along the beach, if I remember right. Yeah. So,
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, it's an awesome place. So yeah, for those again who haven't thought about going yet, definitely go to the Carolina show. As I mentioned, it is here. Let me find it one more time while I got everybody on here. So, how can they get a hold of you, Dee, while I'm pulling this up?
They can either email me at carvicmembership@outlook.com, or our contact 828-557-4786. Everything is there on the website.
Yes.
So you can contact us. There's a join today button, you can join on there. So it's just, go to the website.
Yeah. Yeah. So, and for those of you who think about wanting to go to the fall crawl, again, it's next Tuesday, and I think you still have some openings, right, Dee? So
we'll have some seats.
Yep,
Yes.
yeah, some seats. It's a great, fun time. We tour around. We get to learn a bunch of cool stuff. So all those park owners out there who just want to get some ideas for your parks, great to be there. I'm looking forward to it. So as you mentioned, here at the bottom of your website's all your contact information. You can also go right to supplierspot.com and just type in Carolinas up into the search box up there, and you'll find her really quick. Or you can just type in CARVC if you wanted to. And as soon as you type in CARVC, it'll bring her up and it sends her a message right to there. Or just go to the website, which is campingcarolinas.com. Cool.
And just one more thing, Bobby,
Yeah.
we're going to be on a chartered bus
Okay.
for the tour. So that's an awesome experience, because you get to do a lot of networking on the bus. The longest time we have on the bus is maybe 45 minutes to an hour. And so we'll have our sponsor speaking, we'll have the campground speaking. Bobby, you may throw in some fun and games or something to make the time go.
Sure.
But that really adds to the tour, being on a charter bus, and just
Oh, yeah.
that time to network and get to know different people while you're sitting on the bus.
Yeah. And that's what I remember whenever I did it with you. Actually, I was sitting next to you. Maybe I can't remember. Yeah, we were sitting next to each other, right?
Yeah.
And that's when I really got to, learn from you, because I was trying to go and learn more about the industry rather than trying to push on the product that I was a part of with the last company. And that's the same thing with me and Supplier Spot. That's what I like about Supplier Spot, is I don't have to push it on people. It's like, hey, you want to go and use it? Great. If not, I'm not a sales guy here trying to talk off your ear or something like that. And that's what I think is great, is that networking on the bus itself. So Well, great. So again, if you guys want to, hopefully I encourage it, get out there and sign up for this fall crawl coming up. Again, it's next Tuesday, the 17th. Or definitely look into the Carolina show in February. It's going to be a lot of fun. Go back to that real quick so people remember the dates one last time. So you come back here to conferences and trade shows on Supplier Spot. It's February 9th through 11th. If you click on this, it'll take you right to the registration page. And it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to it. Even though it's on Super Bowl Sunday, I shouldn't say even though, I'm actually excited that it's on Super Bowl Sunday. I've already started thinking about this outfit that I'm going to get. And I was looking at it on my phone one time. My wife's like, why are you looking at that stuff? I'm like, because we're going to be doing the Super Bowl Sunday at Carolinas and I'm going to look good. So it's going to be a lot of fun. So,
well, hopefully my Pittsburgh Steelers are in there.
Yeah.
So then I can wear my Steelers outfit.
Yeah, that would be awesome. But I don't even know if Denver Broncos will even have a chance to get there. So, but we'll see what happens. So yeah. All right. Well, Dee, thanks again for being on with me. I really do appreciate it. Everybody, thanks for watching. Dee, I'll see you in less than a week. So in person, I should say. And once again, thanks for watching.
Thank you, Bobby. We appreciate what you're doing.
Thanks, Dee. All right. Everybody have a good day. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks for tuning in to Supplier Spot Spotlight. Keep shining bright in the RV, park, and campground outdoor hospitality industry. Stay tuned for more illuminating conversations with industry experts. Until next time, enjoy the great outdoors.